Hey riders, welcome back. A little quick video here for you today. Um, I'd like to call these videos maybe rides you gotta do, don't miss out on these hill climbs, or maybe sleeper rides. You know, by sleeper I mean maybe it's one you've never thought about doing because it doesn't have the big name, it doesn't have the iconic race behind it, but this is an awesome little ride. I did this a few days ago. I've had to do some slicing and dicing. I actually lost some of my footage. I think it was a connection to my capture card was failing. I think I've got that resolved. So we're going to just bounce around a bit here. So I was just looking for something to do that wouldn't take me hours, but would still push me pretty hard. So I found this one called, it's Piatra, Piatra, then a word I'm not even going to try to pronounce, National Park. This is in, I believe it's Romania. Filmed really well, nice crisp image. So here we go. We're starting out. I'm not going to push too hard at the beginning because I see these deep, bright reds coming up in the distance. But we're just motoring along here, doing our thing, nice and flat. First little bit's flat, and then all of a sudden you start hitting these steps. So the ride can be defined as a series, flats with steps. Just think it's like, a step. So you go up, and then you go flat, and you go up, and you go flat. But when I say step, I probably mean more like an absolute wall in front of you. As you can see here, we're on the first step, ramping up to 9%, and it's only going to get worse from here. Again, I love these rides because I know it's going to be short. I know I can hold my power around that 300 watts. I think these rides are really good for building power. It's not going to grind you down too bad. See there, we just dropped for a second. Sorry about that. But look here, we're at 14, 15% already. This is one that's really going to test you as a rider and your trainer. So, ideally, if you've got a trainer that can simulate I got to say at least 16% because we're going to be hanging around in there today. That's the kind of trainer you need to be on. Otherwise, you won't really get the full experience of this climb. Like, this would be really tough in real life. Here we're just hanging at 15. There's that 16% I just talked about. I'm on a Tax Neo 2T Smart. My trainer can push to 25%, but at 16, it's a grind for me. You can see here, I'm in the 50 RPMs, pushing over 300 watts. That's 3 and a bit watts per kilo for me. So what I've tried to do with this video is just grab some of the highlights of the climbs, or what I should call the walls. I think I might have mentioned this once before, but I call anything for me above 12% kind of like the death zone on Everest. Once you get above 28,000 feet on Everest, you're in the death zone. And that's kind of how I feel about climbing. Once I'm above 12% on this trainer, I'm focusing hard. I'm barely moving. I'm doing like 7.5 kilometers an hour, like 4.5 miles per hour. You can see here the grade's really not letting off. Yes, it's dropped to 15%, but it's still 15%. It's still hanging in the 50 to 60 RPMs. Once in a while, I'll jump into the 70s. It looks like I'm coming out of the worst of it here. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm not really sure how much of this I recorded. But yeah, this is great because I know this is only going to last around half an hour. So I know what level I'm comfortable at riding, based on your FTP, how much power can you push. I know I should be able to do a close to 300 watts, something like that for half an hour. What you got to realize here too is you're going to push really good power up the steps, up the walls, if you want to call it. And then your power is going to drop off a lot on the flats because you got nothing to push against. You're going to be tired. You're going to be spinning out. You're going to be trying to change gears where you're going to lose power at that point. So it's going to bring your average power down. Ideally what you'd want to find is this climb at this gradient all the way. Obviously not 15, 16% because I think that would kill you. Be probably one of the toughest climbs in the world. But what's good is you can push really hard. For whatever your ability may be, maybe that's, 5 watts a kilo, 4 watts a kilo, 2 watts a kilo, whatever works for you. But you do have little sections to rest on. So here you can see this is kind of leading into a rest section. I'm at 11, 12% here. Feeling better about it. My RPMs are starting to come back up. I'm not grinding as much anymore. It looks like just a quick gear shift there. I saw the power drop to 240, then spike over 300 again. So we've dropped down a bit. This is getting really comfortable now. You know, that's funny to say at 9%, right? But when you've been struggling away with 16, 17% for 5, 6, 7 minutes, this feels simple. Let's just keep rolling through this stuff, right? So it's gonna actually kick up again in a little bit. So how I discovered this ride was this wasn't a ride recommendation, and you know, when I say it's a sleeper, you know, it's an unknown climb. Well, that's just a bit of a exaggeration, I guess, because yeah, I found it, and it is an augmented reality route on Rouvy. They obviously have promoted this route in the past. It's just one that doesn't get talked about a lot. You know, it's always, you know, the big climbs, or whatever the route of the week is, because it's a challenge and that's what everyone wants to do. Don't get me wrong. I like my bonus coins on the challenges just as well as the next person. You know, you do the challenges, you'll get your coins for riding, you'll get your experience coins, and you'll get your bonus coins at the end. And you might even unlock something like a cool jersey, digital jersey that you can use. I'm more about riding just whatever I feel like riding. And just today, when I did this ride, I'll repeat that again. On the day I did this ride, I just didn't want to do any of the challenge rides. I don't want the bonus coins. I'll get there eventually. I want to ride some tough, cool stuff. I mean, look at the colors here on this ride, too. This is obviously in the fall. Beautiful colors. This is filmed really well. The sun's nice and low on the horizon. I think it's a pretty spectacular route. I'd love to go riding here. So here we're going to break into, looks like a little resting section. It is a false flat because it is still climbing most of the way. We'll jump ahead. So what I did is I jumped ahead to like a next little tiny mini step. But again, I wasn't going to include this, and I had another look at the video. I'm like, it's just a little tiny blip. But this little tiny blip will kind of catch you for a second. It's not long enough to beat you up. Anyone can ride this. But here we go again. So we've rested up for a little bit. All of a sudden, we're back at 12% again. It's almost like a little mini wall. 13, 14%. Just smack dab in the middle of this flat, 15%. So this is going to push most trainers to their limit. So again, if you can, obviously, you know, for me, I'm always going to say this, ride at 100% realism so you can experience the true climb, how brutal it really is. It's an accomplishment when you get it done. I mean, when I'm riding in the 50 RPMs, it feels really good when I can say, yeah, I did it. I did it. So I think we'll probably be scooching out of this one right away, out of this little flat, because we're going to, this part of the climb is going to flatten out right away, but still falls flat again. This next section, though, does actually go downhill, which you see I'm catching right here. I'm in a downhill descent, and this is where I lost a lot of footage right here. So this is kind of the third step. So I've counted the first section, that little tiny mini blip, this third step. Again, it just ramps right up again. And I'd say it's almost as hard as the first step. It looks like it's a little bit shorter, but again, here we are, 14%. Who would have thought that this is just somewhere in Romania? Again, a total sleeper climb. No one talks about this one. No one mentions it. Just search Piatra, Piatra. I found it somewhere. Yeah, I just spend a lot of time browsing around looking for climbs to do, different routes. Depends what kind of mood I'm in. Am I in a climbing route mode? Am I in a time trialist mode? I go through little phases. So that's where I lost my footage. Jumping ahead a little bit more. So I lost the majority of that part. So here again, I am scooting downhill fast, hitting the uphill right away. Power's low because I'm just kind of, you know, soft pedaling, coasting down that hill. And, you know, I'm thinking I'm done. Yep, this is over. What a great little climb. Look at these colors again. The sun is so brilliant above you. And just some fantastic scenery. I can't say enough about that. It was a really well done route. Something I definitely like to tackle in real life. So at this point, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm close to being done. I've held pretty good power average. You know, again, your averages are going to come down because of the downhills and the flats of this little climb. And you think, well, yeah, I'm almost done. I currently now have only less than 750 meters to go. So in your head, you're kind of telling yourself, hey, I'm done. I'm finished. And then this little part comes along. So here we go again. Here's more 11% gradient. You see my screen flickered a couple times there. I think that's where the connection was kind of like making contact, not making contact. But I think you get the gist of it, that this is a tough little climb. I think more people should ride it. Here we are in that 13% stuff. Hey, one other thing I want to point out too is that lately I've seen quite a few new subscribers to my channel. I love doing this. I love the fact that you want to subscribe and see more of this kind of stuff. I mean, maybe you're just subscribing just to say, hey, let's see what this dude's up to. But it really motivates me to make more videos. It lets me know, hey, here we go, 15% again, right? 16% again, right here. Again, so yeah, I love these climbs. The more subscribers, the more likes, the more comments, 17%. The more I want to produce stuff. I love doing rides. I've got another great one planned for today. What I'll start doing is, if you subscribe, you know, I'll give you shout outs in the video, in the comments. What I'd really like to see is I'd like to challenge people, you know, take me on, use my avatar, do this same course and post your time. And maybe what we'll do is I'll keep the Rouvy Riders Challenge leaderboard in the comments for each particular video. So go out there, use my avatar, blow me out of the water, and I'll put your time where it should be on the leaderboard. Just tackle this guy on. I mean, so this took me, this is around a 30-minute ride, you know, at pretty decent power, but maybe you're an all-out climber and you can just massacre my time. I'd love to see it. Just leave a comment, post something that you did the ride. I'll jump into Rouvy, get your details. Obviously, post your Rouvy name so I can find you. And maybe we can get some, you know, channel dedicated challenges that we can do together. Just something more to shoot for. I'm going to try to discover more and more climbs around the world. I've got a couple lined up right now, and I've got a couple from the past that, I hate to say it, I didn't record them, but they're definitely worth going back and doing again. And you know, once you get everything hooked up, we can get your Rouvy sync to Strava and sync your Strava to Stats Hunters. You can see everywhere in the world where you've climbed. So here we are still, like, we're still at 16% here. This is a wall. Hands down. No one can say it's not. This is a absolute wall here. And I'm just crawling along. Like, I'm watching the meters go down. You know, you get the warning at 500 meters to finish or 500 meters to the split. It's going down so slow. It's like, come on. But, you know, eventually you will hit the flat. Like I'm hitting here. Flatter sections. It's funny to call 7% flat, but it seems flat now. Let's finish this baby off here. So here we go. Probably changing gear, getting some bigger gears going again, pushing some power. So I feel pretty comfortable there. Like, I think I could have climbed that whole thing at 300 watts, but the flats just bring me down a bit. Like, here we go. We just drop down again. I'm struggling now, just trying to keep the power up. But yeah, definitely. If you like the videos, give me a thumbs up if you can. Leave a comment. I'd love to chat with you on my comment section. And please subscribe if you can. It's actually starting to get a bit of traction. And again, it motivates me even more and more to pump out more videos. You can watch these as you're falling asleep at night. You can laugh at my performance. You can cheer on my performance. You can race against my avatar anytime you like. That's my name on Rouvy, Colin Emerson. That's me in real life. You can find me. My account's wide open. You can look at all the details of all my rides. So here we are into the finishing stretch. So again, let's just call it a sleeper climb. I've never seen anyone comment on these climbs before. I appreciate you watching, and we're going to cut it short here. Again, I know I ramble a lot in my videos. Straight to the power, 271 watts average. All I can say is thanks for tuning in and keep watching.